Cables. Surely this stock has done quite well in the last year as well as in the last couple of days. Also, we have seen that the stock has set a new 52-week high. Today itself also it's on a new 52-week high as well. In the last 1 year, the stock is up 131% and has outperformed and performed better than some of its peers, whether you say Havells or KEI Industries. It is performed than both these stocks. Now, overall, what are the key positive triggers coming in here? One, overall for the cables and wires industry, they are the key beneficiaries coming in for the government's initiatives of the electrification that we have seen. So that is surely benefiting most companies and could benefit Finolex Cable even further. Green shoots coming in the real estate space obviously will benefit cables and wires segment as well. Other than that, unorganized shift from unorganized to organized players is a big beneficiary for these companies as well. Listed players who are doing quite well, this is a beneficiary, and that could further aid Finolex Cable as well. Now, overall, cables and wires industry is also expected to grow at a 12% CAGR from FY20 to FY23E expected. So that's something that we should keep an eye out on. Now, specifically, let's talk about Finolex Cables. They are majorly focused into the retail B2C business. So that is more on the housing side and real estate demand. So if, like I mentioned, green shoots coming in over there will benefit Finolex Cables. So that is something a positive trigger for Finolex Cables. Other than that, the company is witnessing a pickup coming in the communications cables business as well. So that is a positive sign as well coming in for the company. Other than that, they are the best in class in terms of return ratios as well. That's a return on capital employed compared to its peers. So surely we should watch out for Finolex Cables. And given that right now Havells and Polycab both have reported a strong set of numbers in Q4, we could be expecting the same coming in from Finolex Cables as well. And overall, valuations of Finolex Cables is much cheaper than its peers, whether you see KEI Industries, Polycab or Havells. Currently, the PE valuation is at 14.98 times compared for FY22. So surely keep an eye out on Finolex Cables.
Thank you, Vinny, for the in-depth analysis of what actually could be driving the rally in Finolex Cables. But let's bring on board our experts for today. We have Kunal, Bothra, as well as Vikas, Sethi joining us this morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on Buy Now, Sell Now. And Kunal, I'll come first to you on Finolex Cables. How are the charts looking for Finolex Cables? If you see in the last 1 month, it's definitely outperformed its peers. But over the last 1 year of YTD, it's not been that sort of a leader. So how are the valuations, or rather how are the charts looking for Finolex Cables going ahead?
Good morning, Cheryl. I think many of the mid-cap stocks have had their phases of uptrend and sideways consolidation. But rarely do you see that when a stock breaks past above a multi-year resistance, you see the stock going into a different range altogether on the upside. Now for Finolex Cable, if you look at the longer term chart specifically, the stock has done exceedingly well. I remember, I think in 2017 and 18, when the stock had given a breakout of its previous multi-year swing highs, it had started a huge uptrend for itself. It lasted for, I think, another 1.5 odd years for the stock. Similar was the case, I think, in 2015-16 as well, when the stock had given a similar kind of multi-year breakout, and post that you saw the stocks doing significantly higher. What's interesting for Finolex Cables is, even at current levels, the stock in the last month or so has given such a similar kind of a breakout. So what we are talking here is not just a short-term rally or a short-term uptrend for Finolex Cables, but going by the historical evidences and the series of breakouts which you've seen for Finolex Cables, I would sense that this could be a multi-year breakout for the stock. So I think from a positional play, 6 months to 1 year plus kind of a time horizon, it could be a good buy and dips opportunity for this stock.
Excellent. This is certainly a stock to watch out for, particularly on account of recent moves, right? Because that's exactly what I want to understand from you. Good morning to you. And we had Vinny very succinctly talk about the earnings capabilities of this counter, and also the valuation metrics that are currently at play, and the fact that it is trading at a significant discount valuation-wise to its peers. Why do you say that is? And do you think that there is a possibility of a bridging of that gap based on what we saw yesterday?
Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Cheryl. Yeah, I also have a similar opinion. I like this stock. Fundamentally, a very good company, and this company is a leader in telecom as well as electrical cables, and they are also into fast-moving electrical goods like fans, like LED lights and switches and MCB. And this company is expected to do pretty well over the coming quarters, coming years. And most of the companies in the sectors are in this sector are doing well. And with 5G rollout expected, and then the government's focus on digitalization with connecting pan India through optic fiber network, I think this company would continue to grow in the times to come. And I'm bullish on the stock, although the stock has run up in the very short term. I think one could wait for declines to start accumulating this stock. However, my target would be 600 rupees in about 9 to 12 months on the stock.
I just want to take this a little further though, and Vikas, is there a particular reason why the street has given the valuation that it has given to Finolex Cables? Havells enjoys by far and away the best earnings multiple, right? Is that something that is indicative of what the darling of the street is, or is there some business aspect that is causing this valuation gap?
Alex, I certainly feel there would be something in the financials of the stock which is ensuring that this stock trades at a reasonable discount to its peers. I was just looking at its balance sheet. So they have a return on equity of only 13%, I think, which is pretty low compared to its peers. That could be one reason why the stock is not being fancied by, big investors or mutual funds. But even with these kind of financials and the prospect which this company's business has, I think it would do well. And from here, I think there would be a lot of catch up which this stock can do. So I would recommend a strong buy on every declines in the stock.
All right, strong buy on every decline is a word coming in from Vikas on Finolex Cables. Kunal also has a similar view on that particular front. But Kunal, what about the other players in the cable segment? Do you think that Finolex stands out amongst all of them on the charts as well?
The other immediate peer which I look at on the charts is Universal Cables. I think that stock has been an underperformer. So when you look at it over the relative highs, I think in 2018 or 2019, the stock was at 320, 325 levels. In the March 2020 low, when many of these mid cap stocks corrected, the stock went from 325 to 75 or 78 levels, and then now it's at 190, 195 zone. So it's still not recovered the entire or recouped the entire losses of the last 2-3 years back. So that's what when you try and compare this with many of these other stocks, I think it seems to be that Finolex Cable seems to be one of the strongest stock in that pack, and the fact that the stock has given a multi-year breakout, time and again. So it's not as if that this comes as a surprise breakout for the stock over the last 5, 7, 10 years. But the fact that these stocks have done phenomenally well and given a consistent kind of a move in terms of indicators, I believe that the move could be here to sustain. So the other stocks from the same sector, they can probably play a catch up, but I think the leadership quality seems to be intact into Finolex Cables.